Hey everyone, thanks for clicking on today's video. I know there are tons of AI tools out there promising to change the way we make music, but how many of them actually deliver? In this video, I'm going to share a tool that, in my opinion, doesn't just generate music with AI, it gives you real control and creative freedom, almost like you're working in a real studio. Whether you're a music producer, content creator, or just someone who loves sound, this is something you'll want to check out. Let's dive in. Using AI tools for music production has honestly been one of the biggest creative breakthroughs I've experienced in recent years. What used to take hours of manual editing, layering instruments, or wrestling with sound libraries can now be done in minutes, and with surprisingly good results. AI music tools are fast, intuitive, and in many ways liberating. You don't need a formal education in music theory anymore. You don't need an expensive studio setup. All you need is a laptop, an internet connection, and a curious mind. That's incredibly empowering, especially for independent artists, content creators, or anyone who just wants to play with sound. But let's be honest, these tools are still far from perfect. Most of them follow the same pattern. You enter a prompt, wait a minute or two, and then you get one audio sample. If you don't like it, you regenerate, over and over. Sometimes you land on something usable, sometimes you don't. Even when you do like the overall sound, you often don't get control over the individual elements. You're stuck with a weird hi-hat loop or maybe a synth that feels off-key. You can't mute it, you can't isolate the parts you love, and most importantly, you can't interact with the music in a meaningful way. That's where Mix Audio comes in. And honestly, it's one of the few tools I've used recently that made me stop and say, wait, this is actually different. Mix Audio is an AI music generator that lets you create music from a combination of text, image, and audio input. Yes, you can still just type in a prompt and get a track, but if you want more, like a visual reference or an audio sketch to build on, you can provide that too. This multimodal approach makes a huge difference. It's like giving the AI more dimensions to understand your creative intent. You're not just saying make a lo-fi beat, you're showing the mood, sharing a reference, and guiding the vibe. But what really makes Mix Audio special, at least in my experience, is what happens after the track is generated. Instead of giving you one flattened audio file, Mix Audio gives you separated stems. Melody, harmony, bass, vocals, drums, each as a solo track. And you can control them, mute them, replace them, regenerate only one stem while keeping the others. This level of control is a game changer. It means the track isn't finished when you get it. It's just beginning. You're not consuming AI music, you're collaborating with it. Let me walk you through what using Mix Audio actually looks like. When you log into the platform, you're greeted with a clean, simple interface. You have a few options to start creating: a text prompt, an image, an audio file, or a combination of all three. I decided to try all of them together for the first time. For my text prompt, I wanted something dark, cinematic, and a little edgy, like something you'd hear in a trailer or an intense video game scene. The Prompt Genius tool actually helped me refine that into something more descriptive. It's a cool feature, though sometimes it adds unnecessary flair, so I edited it down. For the image, I grabbed a moody, dystopian cityscape from Pixabay. You can upload your own or even use something from an AI image generator like Midjourney or Dolly. It doesn't need to be exact, it's just for vibe. And finally, for the audio, I used a short loop from a royalty-free track, just a basic drum pattern to set the pace. Mix Audio took all three inputs and started generating. What I got back blew me away. Not one, but four different track variations, each with a unique take on the vibe I wanted. The first was a little too guitar-heavy for me, but the second had this haunting synth progression that felt like it was made just for my prompt. The third track was almost perfect. The interface lets you preview the entire track or solo-specific stems. I started playing around, muted the lead melody, soloed the bass, regenerated the drums. Within 5 minutes, I had a version I liked even better than the original. It's rare for an AI tool to feel this flexible, like it's really working with you instead of just handing you a finished product. I felt like a producer again, not just a user. And here's something that I loved. You can download each stem individually and use it in your DAW. So if you're working in Ableton, FL Studio, or Logic, you can just drag the stems in and start building from there. Now, if I had one small gripe, it's that there's no Download All button. You have to manually download each stem. It's not a deal breaker, but it would be nice to have a zip option to speed up the workflow. Still, that minor inconvenience didn't stop me from downloading the tracks. I ended up saving 3 of them because I knew I'd use them later. One of them has already become the foundation for a new song I'm working on. One more thing I appreciated. Mix Audio lets you export your track as a video file with the image you used over the top. That means you can instantly post your creation to Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube Shorts without needing to edit videos separately. That's a small touch, but it's super helpful. There's also a variation button, which gives you 4 new takes based on the same idea. It's great for exploring subtle changes in rhythm, melody, or instrumentation without losing the overall vibe. It's like having a band that can jam out different ideas for you in seconds. Then there's the AI remix feature. This one's a bit different. You choose a model, like Nicole or Ethan, add a prompt and optionally an image, and it generates a new song in that artist's style. It's not as customizable as the full prompt/image audio mode, but it's fun and fast. And if you just want to discover new music or get inspired, there's the AI radio feature. You select a mood or theme, like chill, romantic, cyberpunk, and it plays an endless stream of AI-generated music. You can listen passively or click on any track to download or customize it. I've used it a few times while working just to keep the energy flowing. It's surprisingly good at picking tracks that fit the mood. Sometimes it even gives you ideas for your next project without you trying. All in all, Mix Audio is the kind of tool that reminds me why I love making music. It doesn't try to replace human creativity, it enhances it. It helps you sketch faster, experiment more, and reach musical ideas you might not have found on your own. And even if you're not a professional producer, Mix Audio is welcoming. It doesn't require deep technical knowledge. You can explore, tinker, and create with very little friction. Not a replacement for musicians, but a new kind of collaborator. One that listens, adapts, and learns. One that gives you the tools to shape your sound in real time, and one that opens doors you didn't even know existed. That, to me, is the promise of AI in music. And Mix Audio is delivering on that promise better than most. Thanks so much for watching until the end. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me stay motivated to share more useful content. I've added all the reference links in the description box, so feel free to check them out. See you in the next video.